Hello, everybody. Thank you, Claudia. Actually listened to a few of the speakers before, and made me to think that all what I will speak about is really connecting all together. I will speak about something that really can represent each one of us. So actually, Claudia said, my name is Rafael Herman, Y Herman, Y for Joseph. Yes, I born in Israel, and I'm an artist. My passion is to try and develop new way of seeing. To try and make us see things that we think that we cannot see. Actually, maybe things that we thinking that we know, or maybe things that we not really thinking that existing, but we're going to see them in a certain way. Light, which is the main, I would say, subject of my work, is something that related to vision. I would say vision without light does not exist. All what you see and all what we see is thanks to light. And in the dark, or maybe saying that's why we think that in dark we cannot see anything, that the unknown is bigger than the known. So yes, I'm working in the dark. One of the things I'm doing in my work is exploring the darkness. And let's do a little experiment. Can we turn off the light in the room totally? It's possible? Okay. Can you see me? So, can you see me nude? No, I'm just joking. So, you don't really see me, and you don't know where I am. So, in the dark, we need to be patient. We need a lot of patience. In the dark, we need to be focused. In the dark, we need to give attention very much, like tend to give attention. In the dark, we need to have expectations. We need to concentrate. Because it's the unknown. We don't really know what's going on in the dark. You know where I am now? Can you? Okay, no, yes, somebody opened the door. But I'm here. Okay, so this is more or less the condition I'm working in. Totally darkness. And there is one word that explains and says all what I said before. Very simple. It's in Italian. And the place that I'm living in the last 10 years. And it's called attesa. Attesa is almost like giving birth, in a sense of it's the word that Italians are using for what the woman experiences while she is pregnant before giving birth. And this attesa, it's so much focusing. It's so much expectation. It's so much concentration. It's so much focusing. It's so much of all these kind of things that we are experiencing in the dark. We are sure that something will come. It's a kind of a waiting to something that we're sure that will come. It's right on the way. We need to believe that it's coming. And we know for sure that it will come. So let's light up the room again. So you experience a little bit my environment, the environment I'm working in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, and trying to make my work. This is me when I was 3 years old. As you see, quite the same, just without the beard. And in this age of 3 years old, I started to play music. All my life, I was sure that I will be a musician. In 6 years old, I started my musical studies for 11 years. I played all over the world, percussion, classical music, jazz, rock, different countries, different continents. And actually, I had an amazing, amazing childhood in this small city in the desert of Israel. And this harmony been interrupted, unfortunately. When I was 15 years old, I had a major accident, car accident, and my eye got injured very, very seriously. And doctors couldn't promise me that I would see again. And as you know, I'm working with light, so that came after. No doctor gave me a lot of hope, a lot of surgeries. And after a long recovery, I've been home. I didn't go to school. I didn't play music as I like. And after a long recovery, little by little, I gathered pieces and pieces of light. Light started to return to my eye. And from this darkness I had after the accident, I started little by little to see points of light goes to my eye. I start to see images, blur images, and then clear images, and then much more clear images, till my vision returned to me. And it's not just it returned to me, it returned in a way that it's unnatural. The structure of my eye after this accident and all the surgeries tends to be unusual structure, and my eye receiving more light than the normal. I have, I would joke and say bionic vision, and I see more than the normal. I see more than perfect. I can see in the dark. I know that it sounds strange, but maybe it's more about a karmatic vision, maybe it's about spiritual vision, but I see more. So after university, graduating university, I started to travel the world. I lived in Latin America for 4 years. I also been here 12 years ago in San Miguel de Allende. Hablo español perfectamente. I traveled all over, really everywhere. And in the last 10 years, I'm living in Italy. At the visit I had back home in Israel, at my parents' home in the desert, I used to walk around the desert by myself in the dark, because for me, it's totally lighted. And at that time, I was really curious about the colors. And those colors which we see here, this red and this green and this blue, in the dark are not existing. We don't see them. So I was very curious about what are the colors like in the light, in the night. In the dark, like we know that color, I'm still here, I grew up though, the color is something that belongs to the material. So if I have a white shirt here on me, and there will be blue light on the shirt, it will become blue. So is the color blue or white? So the light is something very, very important to our vision. And I was very curious about how are the colors in the night. So I chose photography to be the way of research the colors of the night. And as you know, photography is a lot about light, is all about light, is photo and graph, is painting with light. And my problem was, how can I make photos when there is no light? Like, you know, how can I measure light when there is nothing to measure? Any light meter I used gave me an error, like no light to measure. So I started to research how can I really make it happen. And I developed my own way to measure light. It's mathematics and a lot of, I would say, instincts. And I couldn't really rely on anything in the history of art doing what I did, because there is nobody in the history of art that did something similar. And it was all a theory. So I stepped into the night, taking the truck of my father and going into the dark, just like that. No location tour. I just really lost myself in the dark. And I started to shoot according to the theory I had and the way I thought that I should do it. And I shot and shot and shot, and the process is very, very long. And you don't really know if something, it's not digital era. And eventually, even today, digital photography cannot answer the needs of this kind of process. So I didn't know if there is something registered on the film. I just was sure that what I'm doing, the theory I had in my mind, will work. And after shooting for over a year, or maybe 2 years, to be precise, I went to the lab and developed my films. And that was the moment I was really shocked. This is more or less the condition I worked. This is the moon. Here you can see the silhouette of a tree. It's totally darkness, a little bit light from the moon. It's not really a light which photographers considering as something that you can work with. This is another one. This is the moon, and we see the silhouette. We don't see details. This is the highest light we can see with our eyes. So I received the film, and I was amazed. I couldn't really believe. I didn't know where to run and who to share this news with. I saw this, or maybe this. So this is the result. A night totally lighted. The sky is white. When I was there, they are black. They were black. Colors were all black, and colors came back. So I didn't really know what to do with this. I never done it before. I was really a bit of lost. Again, dark, light. You probably recognize this. It's on everywhere here. So this is the moonrise. What you saw before is the moon set. And I show it to some people. Again, totally darkness. What you see is totally darkness. So I show it to some people, to some colleagues, and people loved it. People thought it's so cool. And I started to show it here and there and around the world, and a lot of attention. This is another one. In the last years, I continue to use the same process, and I am exploring other places than the desert. This is the forest. This is totally darkness. This work showed in New York last April. This is another one. This is totally darkness. And this is San Miguel. I had few other shots, but because of time, I'm showing just this. This is San Miguel 2 weeks ago. Totally darkness. Claudia can confirm that it was her nighttime. I was working. She helped me sleeping. This is totally darkness. So, thank you, Claudia. No, really. So, what I really trying to say on all these things that I'm doing and what I discovered, I don't know if you see this. This is hard image to screen, but this is my last project, which I didn't show yet. This is first time I really show it to public. This is sea in the night, and this is the moon. This is totally darkness. So what I'm really trying to say here, what I'm doing it because I really think that we can control our luck. We can control the reality we are living in. That's why I say that all what the rest of the speakers spoke about before, about the struggle, about how they really did things, how the process, and I heard somebody say it before that if you don't see something, it's not exist, and I'm not sure about that. So you can control your reality. You can change your own reality. You can create your reality, each one of you. This is why. You can really make an alternative reality for your own life. And this is the proof. You can find your own light of the dark. So all this work is a metaphor for life. And take it with you. It's a gift. Thank you so much. And I'm really, really happy to be in San Miguel. Thank you.